So in this video, we're going to teach you the basics of how to use Adobe Premiere. So when you come to our computers in the studio, the Premiere button, it's PR and it's purple, will either be on the desktop or it'll be down here on the taskbar. So then you're just going to launch the program. And then the screen is going to open up like this. And if you've used it before and you've edited something, then your project will be named here and you'll click on it to open the project. But for today, we're going to start a new project. So click New Project. And the only thing you have to change on this screen is the name and the location. So we always like to name our projects 2 for your period number, or 5 if you're in 5th, and then your last name and then what it is. So then I'm just going to name it Basics. And then location, you're going to hit Browse. And this will tell you where to put the video. So we always put our stuff on the desktop. You should have a folder with your name on it. And if you don't, you'd hit New Folder and then name the folder and then double click. But this way, all of your video, your projects, everything is in your folder on the computer, and then hit Select. So we've changed the name and we've changed the location of where the project should be saved. Click OK. And then it's going to launch Premiere. And just to give you a layout of how it is, this is what we call the preview side. This is the program side. So preview is raw. The video is not edited. Program is everything that's edited. And then everything that's edited will go on what we call a timeline or a sequence. So all of your clips, your titles, your graphics, your audio will be here. And then when you watch it, you'll watch it up here in the program window. Down here, this is what we call your bin, which is where you store all of your raw files that you want to edit. And that's the basics of the layout here. These are tasks up here, we call them tabs. So depending on what you want to do you want to fix the audio? Do you want to do a graphic? Do you want to change the color? That's what you would hit, and then it would show different controls. For the most part, we're always going to be in this editing mode. And then to start, we're going to make a new sequence. So down here, new item, and then we want a new sequence because that's what a timeline, that's what we're editing. So hit Settings. In the editing mode, you're going to change it to Custom. And time base is how many frames per second. For most of us, television is 29.97 or 30 frames. Frame size is always our size of our TVs, which is 1920 horizontal by 1080 vertical. If you have to, you change it right in there. And everything else stays the same, except you're going to change the name of your sequence. So again, same thing, period number, your last name, and then what it is. So Basics. And then when you click OK, you're going to see this is now your sequence, and it's named what you named it. And there's no videos on here yet, because the next step is to bring the videos in, which is called importing. So there are 4 basic steps to editing. 1 is importing or ingesting, bringing your shots in, your raw files. 2 is editing, trimming them, fixing them, arranging, rearranging them. And then the 3rd step is to color correct or fix the color and the special effects, anything else that you need to do. And then finally, we're going to export. We're going to make it a video that I can then upload as an MP4 file to YouTube. So import, edit, color correct, and then export. Those are your 4 steps to editing. So we're going to import first. So right here in your bin, you're going to right click and hit import. You're going to find the folder with your shots in it. Never edit off the memory card. Move everything to your desktop folder. So here's our shots. You can hold Control down on the keyboard and then click which shots you want, or you could do one at a time. So I'm going to click these 6 here and click Open. You're going to see these shots import into your bin over here. If you want to organize yourself, you can hit New Bin. And it's just a folder. And then you can drag these shots into there. So if you have a big project, it makes more sense to have little folders that then your music, a folder for music, a folder for graphics, a folder for homecoming videos. And when you double click, it opens the bin and shows you all those files. So to start editing, we're going to pick a clip. When you double click, and opens it in the preview side. You're going to find the beginning of it. So let's say we're going to start it right here. You can either hit this button, which is Mark In, or I on the keyboard, and that's your beginning point. Your in is your beginning. Okay, we're going to end it right there. Click O on the keyboard or mark out here. So you can drag down from this window when you drag it to your timeline. we're going to ignore this. Then it will drag only that highlighted part that you marked in to out. And it's dragging both video and audio. This down here is your zoom, so you could just see better. It is not necessarily, doesn't make your clips shorter or longer, it just makes it how you view. So then there's that clip, and then it has video and audio. So V is for video and A is for audio, your sound. I'm going to undo this for a second. So if you want to drag video and audio, you drag from this section. If you want to just drag video, you drag here. It says drag video. And then it only brings the video down. I'm going to get rid of this. And then no sound. I'm going to undo. If you just wanted sound, then right here, you would drag from here. And then you only have the sound of the cheerleaders and no video. So I'm going to undo that because we actually want video and audio here. And so that lays it down. Then I'm going to pick a new clip. So let's go to this one. And same thing, find the beginning and hit I or mark in, and then find the end and hit O or mark out, and then drag. And then if you drag on top of it, it deletes that first clip. So we drag it to the back because we want it to be behind it. Once it's on the timeline, you can still edit some more. So that red arrow lets you shorten it or lengthen it some more. And if we shorten this one, this blank spot in between, I can hit it and then hit delete on the keyboard and it'll close the gap. So then I have those two clips. And we'll grab one more. So same thing. In, find the end, out, O for out, and then drag. So then now I have all these clips, and this tells you your final time. So right now we're at 7 seconds and 21 frames. That's how long this whole thing takes. If I want to add effects, I hit effects here. And then these are all things you could do with audio and video, but we're going to do transitions in this case. So when you hit these drop-down arrows, you can now see different things to transitions, how we get from shot to shot. So I'm going to do a barn door wipe. So I'm going to grab it, drag it in between your shots, drop it in. And then when I watch it, it opens like barn doors. If I don't like it, I can grab a different one and drag it instead, and it'll replace that old one. The ones I like the most are the 3D cube spins. And if you want that to go slower or faster, you double click on the transition and the duration's how long. So I can make it slow down by doing 3 seconds instead, and you see how it gets longer on the timeline. So then you see how that cube spin is much slower than the original, which was faster. So that's how to change the duration of that. Two more things here. So to save, we go to File and hit Save. That's it. Do that every few minutes just in case. But to change your settings for autosave, if you go to Edit, Preferences, Autosave, you want to check Automatically Save Projects. We want to change this time, Automatically Save for every 5 minutes. Change this to 30. This is how many times it'll save it before deleting old copies. So this way, every 5 minutes on its own, it's saving, and because it does crash a lot, and you don't want to lose everything that you've done in those 5 minutes. So if you change that auto save preferences, again, under Edit, Preferences, Auto Save, that will save you some headaches in case it crashes. So again, we're going to hit Control S or File Save to save the project, and that's it. You've learned how to create a new project, import your shots, add them to the timeline, and add some video effects. That's your basics. So now you can get started when using your project, editing your project with those basics. And once you learn that, then we'll get into more complicated stuff of changing audio and graphics, adding graphics.